Ladies and gentlemen, listen, Technologist Forum and Stephanie Garcia come on chewing chips. Let me tell you, how we going to have a show?
I thought there was a countdown. Like, isn't
We
there
don't
usually like an intro?
we don't do countdowns. We just do a quick no.
No, I feel like there was, and you're like, Stephanie's hungry today. Let's
Yeah.
just not let her eat today.
Now
Let's show you my
we've
snack on.
progressed to getting right into the content delivery. There are no 10-second countdowns, no intro music. It is just the co-host and my crazy ass.
Co-host and chips.
That could be a new show. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, what it is, the Technologist Forum. Don't worry about me, but Florence, Stephanie, we are family. That's why I didn't do a official monologue or intro. We want to get into it. Y'all know what we do, creatives talking about creative things and strategic mastery. Man, I don't normally use big words, but we're going to use some big words today and talk about how, as creators, we should be thinking tactically versus strategically. All right, in terms of building out our workflows and thinking about here it is now, almost what is it, Q4 2025? What do we should be worrying about and thinking about Q1 of 2026 already, right? Where we want to go, conference wise, event wise, what do we want to do? What's our community growing? Just all of those things that matter. Thinking strategically versus thinking tactically. And I want to get into your thoughts on that. And then I also want to talk to you guys about maybe some platforms and some tools that you're leveraging today to put more content out to your communities. Leveraging the cycles that you have, leveraging those 1,440 minutes per day to be more effective. See what I did there, Florence? God, see what I did there?
Here he come.
Boy.
Big words and big numbers,
it's a bad
y'all.
man right there. Ladies and gentlemen. Who want to start first? The one with the chips in her mouth, or
I want to hear about VidSummit.
Okay. You want to go right into it. Let's go. Stephanie Garcia, ladies. If y'all don't know, I'm gonna set this up. I'm gonna be like Steve Harvey, set this up. If you don't know, you need to know. Google her. MC, host, lady with all kind of suits. I mean, you got suits that got different. Talk to us about your experience of being on the stage in the role that you provide, and tell folks for who may not know what VidSummit is as well.
Yeah, VidSummit is one of the best creator conferences out there, especially if you're on YouTube and you want to build the business. So it's one of those where hey, look at you. Whatever stage you are in your creator journey, whether you're just starting out, there's a track for you. There's people for you to meet, or you may find that you have tens and thousands of channel subscribers, millions of subscribers, and now you want to get like the brand deals, or you want to build a business and you want to expand your team. That's the place that you want to go. And so it's like a 3-day event. Daryl Eves hosts it in Dallas, Texas, and it is like the Super Bowl for YouTubers, if anything. And I am so blessed to, I think this is my 4th year being a co-MC on the main stage with my good friend Owen Hemsath. And it's so much fun because you get to introduce some of your favorite content creators. I saw John Yushai, Linus Tech Tips, a couple of my favorites. I met Sun Yi for the very first time. Chris Do, that was dope. He's a whole vibe, man.
That's a good man, yeah.
I was like, wow, you really are who you are. And I was like, we just vibed. It was really fun. And so it's nice introducing people onto the stage, but it's also getting to know them backstage and then also hearing from them when they do their presentations. And so a couple of my favorite presentations, I already did blog posts for them. Like I said, it's Sunny. He talked about micro storytelling. He helps a lot of C-level executives and entrepreneurs learn how to tell stories in such a way that makes an impact. So how can you motivate the masses in like 60 seconds? And he gave you all like these tools and templates and frameworks, and which I love, right? And then Roberto Blake, he pretty much kicked off the whole freaking thing. it was like 8 a.m. day 1 of VidSummit after the welcome party, and like his whole thing was like big creator energy. And I was like, man,
that's Roberto. Yeah,
right. And he's just like, oh, he just knows he's so good, right? Because he just walked onto this stage like this leather jacket. He's like, I'm gonna tell you about big creator energy. And I loved how he broke it down basically as far as like, you need to have a signal that cuts through the noise. What are you about? And then he also managed everyone's expectations as far as like, look, listen, if you have an educational channel, this is how long it would realistically take for you to really take off with your channel subscribers. If you're doing like entertainment, and he came down, like, if you know Roberto, he comes with receipts and stats, right? And the crazy one that I wrote down, and I was like, no way. And it was actually like a breath of fresh air, because he said 88% of videos never hit 1,000 views.
Interesting.
Take that into consideration.
Wow.
88% of videos never reach 1,000 views, and that fewer than 0.05% of creators ever cross 1 million subscribers. So if you're getting videos that are getting over 1,000 views, if you're live streaming and you're getting over 1,000 views, like, hey, you're going
winning.
somewhere. You're winning. You're winning. Yeah, you're winning than the other 88% that's out there. And not only that, though, but as you're creating content, like, still be very diligent about what's working and what's not working. And, I think in the conference overall, a lot of people were talking about the algorithm has shifted to, it's not even about channel subscribers anymore. It's about interest-based content, right? So if I'm interested in, okay, I'm a total nerd. I love Naruto, the anime. My algorithm shows me, you didn't expect that. You didn't expect that. But anytime I see like Sasuke, Itachi, Naruto, that's my jam. That is my whole YouTube right now. That's my whole, you guys are dying, but it's totally true. And it doesn't, I don't always subscribe to these people, but I will, anything that does like 5 things you didn't know about, like the Hokages, I'm all about that. Okay. So everything is moving towards interest based. And again, me being there for like the last 4 years, it's so much fun just to see how people are there. But it is also kind of intimidating in the sense of like, damn, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like, let me get serious about this, because anytime you go to a conference, you're so super pumped, right? You're like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then you get home. I'm overwhelmed. Where do I start? Yeah. What do I do? Right. Even at like, let's say Ecamm Creator Camp. But yeah.
So that can fall into the conversation that we're having here. And it's funny that you mentioned about Roberto. I always give him a hard time. We're on a couple of brand partner teams, and he comes with the receipts every single week when it's time to chime in. I'm like, oh, here he go. But it's, he knows what he's talking. The man's got the hardware.
He's like a Wikipedia of all the facts.
So I do love that piece right there. Being strategic, being tactical, and again, going to these events and talking to folks that are a little bit further along the journey than others. Folks that actually have some context to speak about. Roberto's, I think he just launched and released another book too, right? So people like you, Stephanie, that are writing books, talking about online marketing, talking about building communities and things of that nature. What was a good takeaway that you got from the event this year as it relates to being strategic, being tactical, and how you drive your business forward as a content creator?
I mean, the biggest message that was shared across all stages, whether it was the exhibition hall, the grand ballroom, and the junior ballrooms, was that being a content creator, you need to have a community. You need to have a community. Your community is your immunity. So like, connect with people, collaborate with people. That's how you get in front of other brands and this and that. Like, really, you can't create content by yourself. When you're creating content, you want to collaborate with your audience too, right? One of the other YouTubers that I was watching, Mary Allison, she was talking about, I was creating this content and she was attracting the wrong audience. And so she started to do short form videos to get in front of the right audience that she wanted to attract. And then she realized that if she engages with them and says like, hey, what kind of cake should I bake today? Right? K-pop Demon Hunters. All right, cool. And then she would make it. And she found that when you collaborate with your audience, that's how your channel is actually going to grow. And so it reminded me of just how much I love about like live streaming.
Yeah.
And earlier, I think it was like yesterday, I was on a podcast and the host, Gregory. Do you guys know Gregory Rutledge? Okay,
Maybe.
You will.
I don't know. I don't know anybody by name.
You will, because he's
I really know
he's
y'all by name. Listen, you know what I'm saying? I just know y'all because y'all
but
family.
you know Pringles. Anyway, I was on it. We were getting ready for the podcast, and then he was saying like, "Oh, it's going to be pre-recorded," but we were on like another live streaming platform. I'm not going to say it because I don't want your connection to break, right? But it was on another
It's happened
platform.
before.
I know, so I'm not going to say it. And I was like, "You're on a live streaming platform. Why don't you just go live?" And he's like, "But I don't know who's going to show up." I was like, "Well, you don't know who's going to show up unless you actually do it."
Oh my God.
And the people that do show up is going to make that conversation even more interesting, because while you think that you know what people want to know, it's nice to have people in the audience. You're like, hey, that really resonated. Can you like go deeper into that? Can you expand on that? Like, to me, that's the part of the collaboration piece that I was like, I need to get back into live streaming.
Well, you are at least once a month, every Thursday, as being a co-host of Technologist Forum. So
There you go.
Thank you.
We're doing those
yeah, thanks
things.
for taking care of it. I was like,
I'm
Florence, what are
looking
we
out.
talking
You
about
got it.
today?
Y'all don't know. Listen, I'm taking care of SG. I'm making her logos behind the scenes. She don't even know, making her brand merch. Let's do this. Let's continue the conversation. But I want to get you in as well, Florence. But I also want to put up, because Montel's in the building, and shouts out to you, brother. Appreciate you. He asked where to find that particular blog post, and it's on Stephanie's website. Stop chasing the algorithm. My goodness. Roberto Blake's Big Creator Energy Framework for Real Growth. I'll make sure to put the link in the description for that too, as well. Look at him. No, like he's something. Just look at him. He know.
He always has people lining up out the door. And I remember the first time I introduced him, we dropped like the Star Wars track and everything. We did. Yeah, he's so good. But yeah, I took everything that he said from his presentation and I boiled it down for you guys there. So if you want to take a look at it again, he goes, if you scroll down a little bit, James.
Yeah.
I added the slide where he put in like the particular stats of how typical channels perform. But in addition to that, I put really nice photos of him.
You just multitasking out there. You MC,
Yeah. Mhm.
photographer,
So YouTube stats you
videographer.
need to know. So 65% of videos get 100 views. 12% of videos get 1,000 views. 4.3% of videos get 10,000 views. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, who work with a lot of like small businesses and entrepreneurs, C-level execs that want to build their personal brands, they're like, what can I expect? You know, putting videos out there. And I was like, thank you, Roberto, because now I could show them this.
That's dope. That's real dope. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you to everyone across all the channels. I think we're live on about 10 channels right now, and nothing is broken.
Wow.
So I'm sweating behind the scenes, but I'm trying to hold it together. I got a good poker face. We are live all over the place. Y'all put your questions in and we will have them addressed as soon as we possibly can. Appreciate you for sharing that. Okay, I guess I'll go to VidSummit. I keep planning to. It's on the calendar, and then I don't make the time. Instead of taking the time, I decide not to go. Next year, I'll be there for sure. I'll be there for sure. What are you doing, Florence? Right? In terms of, Florence, what you doing? Just sitting there. Stephanie over there eating Pringles and making blog posts. We over here trying
Let
to do
Stephanie
something.
eat her Pringles. She's hungry.
Yeah.
You
What are you
interrupted dinner
doing
time.
to grow your efficiency, to be more strategic and as opposed to tactical? Or, and again, I don't want to make any assumptions. Would you rather be tactical at this particular point to fine tune some processes and things of that nature? But how are you waking up each day, building yourself, your business, your community, and your offerings?
So this is Q4, and I
Mm,
don't do resolutions, that sort of thing. I also do my annual planning at an odd time.
mm.
But Q4 of this year, I'll come back to that in a second. I'm being very strategic. Now that I've been in this content game 2 days ago was exactly 3 years.
Look at you. Happy
And
anniversary.
um,
That's cool.
started with no knowledge about any of that. Had lots of knowledge about lots of things, but nothing about content creation. Didn't have a plan really, other than
Mm.
get out here and tell your story and deliver your message. So now I'm being very strategic. I'm doing for myself in my own business what I do for clients. So taking a strategically, where do I want to be in 6 months, a year, 3 years for the business? And now what are the things that have to happen in order for me to reach it? The tactics are easy once those decisions are made. So that's where I'm leaning. What part of the business what do I want this organization to look like? And
I love that.
who really do I want it to serve as opposed to who it's serving? Who do I want it to serve? And I'm going to use this example. I may be able to bring a solution to a restaurant. My heart is not in restaurants. My heart is in industries that provide a public service. So healthcare, for those who I'm seeing that. And so for me to take the same solution and drop it into a chain of restaurants is very different than me taking that solution and dropping it into a healthcare network. Underneath, it's the same thing, but the approach to it is dramatically different. And so I'm taking that approach for me. Who do I want to serve? Where is my heart? The tactics will come along to make that strategy work.
There's a
There you go.
line in Stephanie's blog post from Roberto that says a niche is not a prison. It's a community you're excited to serve.
Yeah.
Man, it's almost like this stuff was meant to happen here, this conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Again, don't want to put
that's
words
really
into your
what I'm
mouth.
doing.
Is that kind of what you're saying, right? Your
That's
intent and
really
purpose.
right. So from the perspective of a person who came into the industry, when I say the industry, I mean this content creation industry with no background, no knowledge of the industry of itself, certainly didn't know anything about YouTube. Um, the whole idea of having a niche where I am was very different because the people I've served have been
Mm.
in corporate environments. So I speak that language, but pivoting to speak to other people was new to me. I and I had to decide who is it I want to talk to? Who is it I want to help differently than what I've done in the past. And that is a
Okay.
whole mindset shift. It is a very different way of thinking.
I'm grinning like a proud uncle because I know
So,
where I want to go
yeah.
with this. I'll let you finish that thought. And Stephanie, you about to get
So
all excited
I
with
do
something.
want to
I'm
say
sorry.
this. I said at the beginning I don't do annual planning this time of year. I actually do annual planning in my birthday month. So I plan birthday to birthday. And
Okay.
I've
Oh, I
done
love that.
that for forever. And so this is not I'm doing the stuff that I'm doing now is, yeah, it's pivoting, but not because it's Q4. It's pivoting and doing the strategy because I recognized and started back then. I had to really, it takes time. This is not something you do. I wake up on Saturday morning and by Sunday evening, I'm done. It
Yeah.
takes some real looking at yourself,
Mhm.
asking and answering some questions you may not want to answer, but you need to in order to get to the other side.
My gosh.
And sometimes it's
Yeah.
fighting against your own tendencies.
Here's where I want to go with that. Appreciate you for that honesty and that transparency as well. Stephanie, I'm not gonna throw you under the bus, but this is coming out of right field, and you probably weren't ready for this, but I think it matches the conversation. Lawrence talked about mindset shifts. She talked
Mhm.
about being aware again, and I brought up the term intent and purpose. You focus on neuro linguistic programming. You focus on when you do get up on stage, when you do get in front of people, how to bring that in. You see kind of where I'm going, and I'm trying to bridge those two gaps. I'm really trying to raise the level of this conversation. Folks probably thought when they saw the title "Strategic Mastery: Creator's Guide to Planning," we were just going to talk about tools and platforms. We're going to talk about Sora. We're going to talk about Nano Banana. We're going to get into that too. But this is a different conversation. I don't think people take the time to sit with themselves first. right?
Yeah.
Knowing that a niche is not a prison, knowing that you got to start building community, knowing you got to have mindset shifts. Talk a little bit about NLP in terms of how that fits into how you approach your day-to-day activities and how it relates to some of the stuff that Florence was talking about. If you don't mind, I apologize again for just
No,
throwing
you're good. It's
this
so funny.
smoke bomb right in the
I've
middle of the room.
smoke bomb, ninja bomb. I I feel like this conversation has been coming up in all the interviews I've done lately. And I always tell people, especially in NLP, like the core of it is really understanding what are your values?
Mm,
What do you want? Like, what's most important to you in all areas of your life? So, like, let's say in the context of your career or your life's work, however, which way you want to call it, like, what's most important to you? And then there's the other category of relationships, and relationships can be a segment of friendships or romantic relationships or familial relationships. What values are important to you in the context of your fitness, your health, things like that. And when I think about it from a creator perspective, it's like, well, what lights you up inside? Like people when they talk about lights, camera, live, they think I'm talking about gear. It's not about the gear, it's the gears up here. It's about what lights you up inside. Because if you've just been should on like, oh, I should create content about this, I should create content about that, like that's where you burn out. And Lights Camera Live for me was really, I love live streaming because I love the community that came about it, right? And I loved live shopping and live selling because it all kind of encompassed it. But at the root cause of it all, what I love the most is community.
mm,
And so that's where Lights Camera Live came about. And in my values, having community is really important because otherwise, what am I doing? Right? Like, what am I doing? Because if you said, hey, Stephanie, we would love for you to create content for our B2B clients, but you're going to have to like sit at your desk and
yeah.
not collaborate with anyone. And we'll pay you tons and tons of money. I'd be like, no, I am not interested because I know deep inside my soul would just be crushed. Right. And so my values, if I look at my values in all areas of my life, it's fun, freedom, and flexibility. Like if I'm not having fun, I'm not doing it right. Okay. And if it doesn't give me the flexibility, because I'm a mom, like I want to be there for my daughter. I don't want to feel like I'm missing key moments. So if someone says like, no, we want you to be a remote live stream producer every Sunday at 9 a.m. And PS, by the way, that's Eastern time. So that's really 6 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
That means I can't go out on a Saturday night, right? So I think when you know what your values are, it makes it a lot easier for you to choose what paths you want to do, or like what Florence was saying, like, this is where I want to be. Okay. This is where I'm going. Does it align with the path that I want to take? Because she knows what's important to her. She takes the time to dedicate that. And I think a lot of creators these days are going to have to realize what is important to me. Because
Mm,
being a creator isn't a short-term thing. Like we've all been creating content for a very long time, and that's how we established and built our authority. We didn't rely on viral hooks, right? We establish our authority because we know what we know. We talk the talk, we walk the walk. We show our authority by live streaming about it, talking about it, blogging about it, all the things. So we're not just chasing, as Roberto said, we're not just chasing the algorithm. We're actually building a legacy with the content that matters most to us.
Right. And Stephanie, you said something, so your values, and I look at 7 areas of my life when I think through all of this stuff and journal it. And then you also said I've started to remind people who maybe don't think of themselves as creators. We are all creators.
mm,
We were, I'm going to say, we were born creators. We may not acknowledge it, but we're all creators, whether it's cooking or sewing or creating a game or playing a game or writing a speech or giving a sermon or describing a project, running we all are creators in our life, just living. The question becomes, are we willing to share those gifts, those talents with other people to help those other people come along from where they are to the next, right? So once we accept that, then it changes our thought process, right? Being on camera is just a byproduct. And I know very few people who haven't been on camera in the last 5 years. Zoom just won an Emmy. Hello, somebody. People know Zoom before they know just about anything else. So they've been on camera. They're just telling themselves a story that's not accurate. They're not telling themselves the truth.
Yeah.
There's a difference between fact and truth. They may be telling themselves a fact, they're not telling themselves the truth.
Man, hold on. Let's let that marinate real good. There's a difference between the fact and the truth. Y'all know me. That's gonna be a clip in about 2 hours. That's gonna be on the edit.
Is there like a keyword trigger or something when
Yeah,
you say
listen,
that and
I
then it just
added my
auto
marker.
clips?
I did add my
Oh,
marker. That's gonna be a my gosh, y'all. Okay.
So, being strategic on where you wanna go in your as a creator and wherever that is. Some people I love to write.
Mm.
I write literally every day. I love writing. And so I've been leaning into doing more written content than either audio or video. That doesn't mean they're not important. They are. But everything for me, even video and audio, begins with what I write.
I
yeah.
like that. And Stephanie, I'll have you chime in as well because it ties back to what you just did. I like the fact that we're going back to what's old is new again, right? So I started in WordPress. I know Matt Mullenweg. I know half of the Automatic team, and that's I blog and I write and create WordPress sites all the time. I love the fact that again, what's old is new is coming back. It's almost like audio podcasts are the new black again. They've been around forever, and the written word, either writing it down in a moleskin or writing it down in your planner or whatever the case would be, or typing it out, but communicating that way, being able to emote with words. Yeah, I've got the jazz hands and I'm sitting here doing that thing, but that's one way of communicating. But if you can train yourself to emote and communicate with your words, I honestly think that you reach people in a whole different way. And it's really refreshing to see Florence hear you say that. And I'm gonna have to read this post here by Stephanie Garcia wrote a whole long blog post. I bet
I
this is
did I
dope.
did my homework.
You know,
I
so
think that's a good 2,500 words there. Not
I'm
gonna
gonna
lie. I
have to
mean, I could have
read
made it
that.
into
So
a series.
I
Yeah.
love that. Talk to us a little bit about that. Again, Florence gave her perspective. I'd love to hear folks in the community as well that are listening and watching right now. But why you feel it's so important to write 2,500 words about uh, someone that was on stage at a conference this past couple weeks.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you guys have heard me talk about this before. Like everyone has different learning styles. Not everyone is going to watch a 45-minute video. I know sometimes when I need to figure out a problem, if I could find a blog post or an article that just gets me there a lot faster, then that's going to be helpful.
Yeah.
And obviously, Roberto is a good friend in the sense that I love everything that he has to say. He's so smart. And I was just like, people should know this. If people are out there and they're just kicking themselves, oh, maybe it's my thumbnails, maybe it's this, it's like maybe you need to give yourself some time because not everyone hits over this many views. And I think people really need to hear that message. And I think another good thing about writing is, as you said before, like what was old is now coming back new. People are now going to Chat GPT or the different LLMs trying to find out content. Where are they going to go? Lights Camera Live has been live since like 2015. So I've already built that SEO authority. That thing is like referenced in books and webinars and all the different things. So there's already like credibility around. I'm not going to abandon it.
No.
But I think at the end of the day, it's still, I know he said what he said on stage, but it's being behind a paywall now because it's the replay, right? And for me personally, selfishly, I learned better when I could write it out because then I could formulate my thoughts around it. It's probably the same way that Florence does that too. It's like when I could see it in words, then I can map it in my brain of where it needs to be. right? I could compartmentalize. Your thoughts become your words and your words become your actions. So if it's just floating in my head and I haven't put down the words, then there's a block for me from actually taking action. And so for me to listen to a 45-minute session and then I could distill it down into actual words, a roadmap, a plan of action, then I know where to go next from there. But if it's just swirling around in my head, it's swirling around with the other things that I need to do, like the grocery. Did I take out the trash? Is there still laundry? Right? So this becomes like a reference source for me. It helps me build my authority. It also helps me build up a friend who I know he knows what he knows, right?
Yeah.
Like he gave back. I learned. I want to share it with others, and I want other people to learn about him too.
And the fact
Stephanie, you said something very powerful,
go
and
ahead,
that
rather you
is
talk.
when a person can sit and write out their thoughts and get very clear about what they're writing, there is a freedom and a lightness that comes. It's not swirling around in our head, those thoughts, and getting jumbled up with everything else, like you said, the laundry, the kitchen, the cooking, the shopping, all of the things. It's not that. And then later on, I tell people, put it down so you can objectively look at it. You're there. You can remove the emotion, because now you can actually look and see what you were thinking, or what you were trying to learn, or what you got clear about, whatever the topic is. And I believe in that. I started a journal. I'm on day 35 when I started my school, shortly after I started my school community. So every day I handwrite what my goal is, my focus is, what activities, and then at the end of the day, did I accomplish them or did I not? Or did I figure out I needed to take another step that I didn't know when I started the day? That may sound like, why would you do that? It's too much work. It takes me a few minutes in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a part of my morning routine. And now I've actually recorded a video and put it in my community and said, you want to know how important you all are to me? Here are the raw pages, not filtered, scratched out, looking crazy. So you can see the process that I'm going through. I'm building it in front of you, and you're walking the journey with me.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is purpose
we
and
always want to
productivity.
know how people do things. This is how people do things. It's not always beautiful.
Little blood, sweat, and tears to get these things done. All right. So now I want to get down into this next session of the conversation. John, I see you in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, these are the better glasses, sir. You know I'm on the bleeding edge, so I'm rocking these. Hopefully,
Yeah, he is.
Hey, I'm getting a ton of messages too. Dad, I see you in the comment. Dad, I'm getting all the messages from the family right now. Hopefully, they're not bleeding into the conversation. Lord have mercy, because I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm getting. It's happened before, but yes, these are the new meta displays. I'll probably do a video on those. We talked about strategic versus tactical. Talked about being not afraid of a niche. We talked about some of the things that each of you are doing, and you just talked about building a community. Here it is right here, purpose and productivity on school. Why is this real laser focus? Why is this important for you to build a community around your topics of discussion? How is this helping you to iterate, get better, 1%, 10% better, Q4 up to Q1 of 2026?
So the reason it's important is because I want to help people. And there's a level of, and when I say help people, I mean where it's real personal, productivity, personal, how our habits are, how we go about getting things done, what our struggles are, is very personal to us. No two people are alike. And we can have an outcome that looks very similar to someone else's, but our road to get there is going to be very, very different, because our experience is different, our lifestyles are different, the whole nine. Stephanie can tell you about all of that better than I can. And I realized that in order to help people at the level that they really need help, it has to be in a place where they're safe.
Mm.
It cannot be long term talking to them on YouTube and really have them go through the transformation. This productivity is a journey I have literally been on since I was in middle school. Literally. And I've taught thousands of people the thinking, the methods, and worked with them the way they work, not the way some guru said to work.
Mm-mm.
I'll mash up 4 or 5 different systems and make it for a person, because that's the way the person works. And one of the things I say to people, I need to know how you think and how you naturally function first.
Mm.
That's right.
Because if
That's
anything
right.
else is not going to work. So having that community and also having people who are willing to give me feedback because they know I'm open is really important to me, and have it be a safe place.
I love that.
Stephanie, are you building something similar to purpose and productivity? Because
Yeah.
you're in the business, right? You're on stage at the big conferences. Look, I'm just in the audience heckling from the back of the room. I get invited to the parties, but you are the party. Um, I talk a lot about, and folks around me know, rented versus a mortgage, and actually owning your own land. And I'm just wondering, have you built a community that, just in case Instagram goes down, just in case Facebook stops posting your live videos? That's happening, y'all.
Yeah.
Just in
Yeah.
case YouTube goes down like it did yesterday.
Isn't that interesting?
Right?
Right.
Like
So,
what in the
Yeah.
world?
yeah.
Yeah. I would say, like, I've always had a very solid email list. And that email list stemmed from all of the virtual summits that I've done and the
Yeah.
webinars and all that stuff. So I have like about 12,000 strong on my email list. Now, am I emailing them all the time? No.
Mhm.
I need to get back into that. I have a social media strategist group of about like 3,500 members in there, but Facebook's algorithm makes it really hard to stay on top. So if anything, I probably infiltrate other groups. I go into other groups and I ask my questions, and then I'll repurpose it and do my own type of thing. And I think for me personally, when I think about community too, it's not just the online, it's not just the URL, it's the IRL.
Oh,
So I'll
yeah.
meet people at these events. I'll go into the Hoover app and I'll say, what are the meetups that we're going to have? Here, even in San Diego, you guys don't know this, but you will now. Every last Thursday of the month, we have an event called Margaritas and Mingles. And it's really just for entrepreneurs and small businesses that want to meet up. And it's a great way for us to be local in our community, to be top of mind and tip of tongue. So I'm not just doing things always online, I'm doing things in person, right? And then if they want to connect on a deeper level, like more frequently, then that's where the online comes. But I find that how you build relationships with people, there's still value in having community in real life. Like knowing that if I do a trust fall, like a physical, actual person will be there.
I've seen a lot of
Hey, you're
margarita
so
every time.
fast. Look at you. You're
Oh,
quick with that.
I've seen the
He be
videos and I've
quick
seen
on.
the photos, and again, every
Yeah.
time I look at it, there's a lot of margaritas. There's less mingling, I think, but there's definitely a lot of margaritas going around. Shouts out to you and Brandon for putting something together like that, because that, again, back to something that you said already, the collaboration piece. That's what this is, the Technologist Forum, the ability to collaborate with folks who are, Stephanie, you're 600 miles away. Florence, you're 2,000 miles away from me. But we're here right now with everyone that's live now. And then you do this locally. This is the new meetup.
Yeah, it's a new meetup. We've celebrated 2 years. And
Wow.
it's not just me and Brandon. It's 3 other friends that are part of it too. So one guy specializes in real estate, another one does like ADU development, we do video marketing. So it's a collection of all of our communities that we've created, and then we say, let's meet in person. And I can't tell you how many new friends we've made. Sometimes I'll have a question about like this or that, and they'll point me in the right direction. For me, I guess I'm at that point now where it's not always about like, how do I do this, but who do I know?
Yeah.
Who do I know?
Exactly. Who do I
Who
know?
do
Who
I
can I ask?
know?
You
And if you're
know,
putting content out there, whether it's video or written, then I know you know what it is that you know. You're not going to chat. Otherwise, I'm going to chat GPT. But if you could tell me from experience, right? then I know you could walk the walk.
Yeah. Stephanie, there's a piece that also I want to call forth to people. Prior to us all coming into this virtual world, we lived in the real world with people. And my community started with people that I literally have spent years with in the real world. A lot of the people on my social media, especially because my biggest audiences and connections are on LinkedIn, the vast majority of those people are people that I've spent years with. We've broken bread together. We know each other, regardless of where they are in the world. And many of we moved around and stuff. There is a different level of connection with those people.
Yeah.
Than someone I've never met. Now, you can build it, and then when you meet in person, you're not meeting a stranger, essentially, in person.
Yeah.
There's a difference. People will share things with me. I talked to someone today who is a real pioneer in the AI space. And we've known each other for several years. So he was like, "Hey, let's just catch up because we haven't talked in a long time."
You just said that, and I was like, I know there's a DM that I'm supposed to follow up on.
We talk every day on LinkedIn in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
But just knowing that I was like, "Oh, sure, call me. I have this time open. Call me. You have my number."
Yeah.
So there is power in those personal, in-person, breaking bread, having a cup of coffee, having a cup of tea, getting to know a person that's different than solely online. We also
keep
have to
giggling.
recognize that there are people that we may never meet in real life. My life is very much that, because a lot of the times I'm working with people day to day, and we're in not only different towns, we're in different countries on different continents. And our day-to-day connection is this what we're doing here.
Yeah. So I was saying, I was giggling because every time you said break bread with folks. So I used to work at an ad agency, and we have this thing called VidSummit. It's digital internet marketing, but we all eat dim sum, and everyone has a seat at the table.
Feeling that.
And it's all like these agency marketing heads, whether it's paid media, organic, PR, but we call it VidSummit. And then we all just kind of come together. We eat some dim sum. It's one of the most amazing things. And I think even the people that have gone through like my virtual programs, if I come into like their area and whatnot, I remember I took Jessica Phillips out for her very first all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue.
Wow. I was like, my gosh, she was in heaven.
I was like, let me grill for you. I was like, babe, you just need to sit back, relax. I got this. And I was like, you want this? You want that? Oh, man. Yeah. James is already.
Well, I thought you were going to laugh because again, every time me and Stephanie are together, we're eating.
We're always eating.
There's food.
Yeah. If you.
First of all,
my thing is this: like, if I like you, I will feed you and I will offer you food. But if I'm standing like right next to you and I'm making out with like a burger and I don't offer you any fries, I don't like you. Like that's.
Hey, we was breaking bread, but we were supposed to be paying attention. All right, I'm not gonna put all our business out there in the streets. But
what was it? Robert Downey Jr. It was like Robert Downey Jr. Florence that was on stage, and then I'm like, "Do you want a peanut butter sandwich? Yeah. Like, what do you want? You got Cheez-Its,
she literally had
right?
PB&J in her backpack, folks. That's how we was getting down. That's when you know it's family. That's when you know it's family. All right. Let's move on.
Go have a PB&J at La Pavillon. Your life will not be the same.
Okay. Oh, listen. Dave said it. Food is his love language. Okay, David. Now don't get in trouble. Now this is a family show. John, that photo is not all AI of me. I just corrected. I ain't gonna say what I did. No, the photo that's now on all my platforms is not. It's not an AI photo. It is your boy. I clean up once in a while. Let's do this because I want to stay focused. Because I don't like talking about me. I'd rather talk about you guys and all of the questions coming from the community. We talked about processes. We talked about best practices. Talked about kind of leveling up and leveraging conferences, events, community, understanding our niches. we're all technologists at heart, and we're all leveraging some of this new technology to eliminate steps within our workflow. That's another statement that I continue to use all the time. Sora 2 is out there, and if y'all don't know, I'm gonna say it again. Stephanie Garcia is, if there was a master class or if there was a a how-to book written, she wrote it, because you out there killing it. And so I'm gonna bring it up. I want to tell folks
Sure,
what
yeah,
Sora
yeah.
2 is, right? And
Oh my
then
gosh.
why it matters, and how you're leveraging it to be, again, back to the topic, being strategic versus tactical. Are you leveraging it to not just make posts, but you're actually putting messages? So you're writing prompts to actually put out messages about upcoming events, upcoming activities, and things of that nature. So talk a little bit. See how I do this. This is what I do. I see. You know, talk to us a little bit about how you're leveraging some of this new technology, and I'd love to hear the dialogue between you two, if you don't mind.
Do you want to go first, Florence?
You go right ahead, because I haven't even
Oh my
played
gosh.
with it yet.
We're gonna
No,
have some fun. Oh wow, you pulled up mine.
I
Okay,
just got
so
everybody. I got everybody that I'm following here.
oh, I love that. So I first started off using Sora as, what are my unhinged thoughts? Because you guys already know me, like I'm very creative, very visual and whatnot. And so being able to see like my crazy ideas come to life. I'm the youngest of 3 children. So I'm the one that's used to like trying to crack jokes in the house. I was always the one that was, you know, pulling pranks on people. And so being able to do, when I first started on Sora, I was just like, this was like reading Rainbow. I was like, I wanted to make fun of people and their shelf development, or they're like, just another podcast, another master class. I was like, no, and then she gets smacked in the head. And I thought it was so funny. And then I started shifting towards, how do I use this to help clients create B-roll of themselves, right? If I can't get them, how would that look like? And we script a lot of videos for our clients, and it helps me help them visualize what it would look like. Like this one was actually really funny, because I was like, I always have clients who are like, I need more views. I'm like, bruh, somebody literally left a comment on your post and you're not even talking to them, right? It's like, you don't need views. You don't need to go viral. You just need to like figure out who's already interested and follow up with them, right? And so I put this together and I thought it was really funny. And then I started to realize the type of content I've been using for Sora, the one where I get a lot of engagement is when I make people laugh. Because people oftentimes go to social media because they're looking for an escape. And so I try not to make it boring, right? Because I try to make it as adorable as I am. So like the girl where she's like a fitness one, that was hilarious. She's like, go to the objection gym. Let's just tell everyone our prices and not feel bad about it. I don't know. It's hilarious to me.
The creativity is flowing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And then I didn't realize people didn't know that Sora was AI. I was like, literally, the watermark is right there. So then I was
Okay,
gonna do
that's
a
different.
parody later. I was gonna do a parody later where I'm gonna just say like the wildest things, and then I'm gonna put the Sora logo on it and just be like, that wasn't me. That was my that was my AI.
That was my evil AI twin avatar. So,
Yeah.
so how are
But
you leveraging this to build? Obviously, your brand is already strong, right? But so how are you? And I even almost don't even want to talk about monetization this, because it's not always about monetization. But talk a little bit about where this fits into your posting schedule, right? Because your content calendar is full with posts and pictures and videos, things like
yeah.
that. How do you squeeze something like this into it?
How do I squeeze something into this? Right now, I'm still in the experimental phase of it. Right? If anything, what I'm trying to embody in my content is, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. And everything about NLP is like, in your life. Remember, I told you like my values,
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be fun. And so if you watch my content, I'm having fun. Virtual AI Stephanie is having fun, and if you want to work with me and you want to spend 3 days with me in my training, we're going to have fun. And so I make sure that every piece of content I put out there has humor, it's funny, it's silly, but there's still like that essence of, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it. If you're too serious, why so serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
eliminates
I'm
or
sprinkling it, yeah.
reduces burnout.
Yeah. And I'm sprinkling it into my content just to see how it's performing. I think when you know that something is trending at the moment, right? And it's going to cause people to stop and look anyway. That's the cheat code. That's up, up, down,
Yeah.
down, left, right, B, A, start. Are you telling me not to use the cheat code?
Shirt.
Yeah. Like this is literally the cheat code right now. If I went to my Facebook organic search, I think I already hit like 30,000 views just from like the 3 silly videos that I put together. And aside from NLP, what's been really cool is because if you go into any of the videos, like Florence, when you start to take a look at it, you'll see how like Tanya and I prompt our videos. And so I've learned how to start prompting the videos to say a voiceover says this, you know. So it's really fun in that sense.
Yeah. Busy high achiever with the knowing smile. Yeah, I love that. And I mean, David even reposted saying if you're not having fun, then you're not doing it right. Reduce burnout, eliminates burnout, but some of us may be rocket scientists over here, but most of us are really having joy at reaching a community and having conversations with folks and finding the ability to have someone to get that next aha moment, either with our coaching or our trainings, or just by providing some information. And if we're worn out, go ahead.
I was going to say, for me, it's a new way of communicating. And the way I'll explain it is like, we used to communicate, well, we still do, like face to face.
Yeah.
And then we started doing email. And then in email, we started introducing like emojis, or if you're like me, it was like alphanumerics, right? It's like alphanumerics, pager code.
Old school.
Right?
07734.
And then semicolon, happy face. Like that's how far I go back, right? But if you want to go way, way back, it's like hieroglyphics. But anyway, it goes hieroglyphics, alphanumerics, emojis, right? And then we started sharing GIFs to like communicate with our friends. And then we would share memes. To me, Sora is now becoming its own social network, because when someone says, if someone asks me, like if I want to ask you guys, hey, you guys want to go out for some dim sum? Guess what? I'm not going to write you a DM and say, hey, James, Florence, do you want to go to dim sum? No, I'm going to cameo you, me, all three of us eating dim sum. I'm going to make you see it, want it. I'm going to inception you like, damn, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I see these AI generated videos is going to start being a form of language of how we create that relationship with people. So I'm excited about that. Like some people are like, oh, AI, da, da, da. And I'm like, literally, this is how I'm building new relationships with people, just showing them my creativity and how much fun it would be to hang out.
Okay. So I'm using it. Obviously, you're using it. Tanya's using it. A lot of other folks. You got the 35,000 foot level pitch, Florence, from Stephanie just now. Do you see, and honestly speak, I mean, just from this first glance, do you see this fitting into some of your workflow, again, short tactically versus strategically, since that's kind of what we're talking about, as a way of reaching out to your community?
I want to give it more thought. This is why I always have to I have to weigh my words
breathing
carefully.
hard over there. She's trying to.
I think
I have to.
There's
I have
different
to weigh the
creators
words
for
carefully.
sure. Yeah. Like Tanya does a really good job. One of my favorites that I keep stealing content prompts from is Jenna Larson. It's as if you're watching a commercial. It's so well done. Like some people are making AI slop, whatever, like brain rot content.
Yeah.
And again, everyone needs a creative outlet, right? And so depending on who you follow,
say, the creative outlet is different for different people. It's going to be different for different people. And it's okay that it's different. I do understand, and I have a visual of using this type of technology, Sora, whatever it comes next, for as another form of conveying a message. I'm also aware, and I'll give you the example that resonates with me, and I'm so mindful of it. when I'm dealing with people who are low sight, all the video in the world is not going to be useful to them because they can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
To your point, Stephanie, so then how do I reach those people who have different needs to be reached? If they're low sight or low hearing or something else,
Yeah.
being very mindful that all of these different forms of messaging and communication are not lost for one. We balancing all of them to make sure that I'm inclusive enough that someone can get the help that they need.
I love that. Yeah, I definitely think there is still value in doing the alt text and things of that sort. Like even the parodies that I was doing, I don't even know if I told you those. I just found the most viral trending post on Reddit, and then I just made a visual version of it.
Mhm.
I'm just repurposing someone else's greatest hits in a
Yeah.
way that spoke to someone else from a visual perspective.
Yeah, and that's great. I think there is value and it will help. Just similar to I go back to me coming into this world 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't think visually in terms of graphics because my entire life had been words, spreadsheets, schedules,
Mm.
budgets, putting buildings together.
Yeah.
A completely different world. Now, you give me a blueprint to a building, I can read that sucker like nobody's business.
Oh, that's funny.
But you're talking to a person who very, very rarely watch television, and I've been that way my entire life.
Mhm.
Movies make me go to sleep. So my whole way of relating to information is probably the exact opposite of many, many people.
Mhm.
I will read a 1,000-page book in no time. I can't watch a whole movie. So
Lord have mercy.
I'm mindful of that and I'm aware of it for me.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean, but now that I've been doing this and being in this world, I'm starting to that shifting. Okay, how do I make this visual for the person who learns visual?
Yeah.
How do I make something that's really good for the person who
Yeah.
needs to hear it because they can't see? How do
Mhm.
I make this same message resonate for a person who needs to read the words?
Mhm.
So every time I think of something, think in those dimensions. Like, how do I make it there? So, from what you're saying, your explanation, another tool in that tool chest.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's a person who this is how they're going to learn and get the message, okay, then figure out how to put that into your mix.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I like that a
Yeah.
lot. Tallboy, what's up with you, man? I see you talking about Hicksfield. He's talked about that as
Hicksfield.
another platform, right, for creating visual content, visual AI content.
Mhm.
And we talked about blog posts. We talked about all of our videos that we do. We talked about audio podcasts and these AI avatars, AI commercials, the VOs and the bananas
Veed,
and the and
Veed,
this
taking a still
right.
image and
Yeah.
having it convert to a video.
Yeah.
That's another one. Just take a still image of yourself, throw it in there, write a decent prompt, and you've created something. So the point is there are lots of options. I was having a conversation earlier today about putting together a show for how people in production are using many of these tools. VO,
Mhm.
Nana Banana, Sora, V, Suno, you know, the list goes on and on and
Yeah.
on. How is it being used in these different avenues today?
Yeah.
So there's no lack of opportunities and ways for people to go. The other thing I will say, Miss Productivity, be mindful that you have 24 hours in a day. Pick 1 or 2 horses and ride them. Don't try to ride 10.
Mm-mm.
Do not try to ride 10. That is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Why you picking on me all the
It's gonna
time?
hurt.
Lord.
So pick 1 or 2,
Yeah.
and I use this in a lot of things. Something James, you and I were talking just before we came on, something as simple as our note-taking system. Don't try every one that you come across. You will be crazy and you won't have any of your information where you can find it.
That's
Pick
right.
one or two and ride those jokers till the wheels fall off.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
Because
have my favorite.
then you're going to get boom, 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 boom. You can crank out anything you need to crank out because you're not figuring out how it works.
Mhm.
hmm
That's a really good mind shift concept. Trying to bring everything into full circle here. We talked about NLP. We talked about right. Just again, try not to boil the ocean and try not to do too much because we want to be
I was
strategic.
gonna say boil the ocean,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You said not boil the ocean. You know, now I'm gonna make a Sora video of you boiling the
You're
ocean.
boiling the ocean.
Please do. I will.
Look, Stephanie, put
Are
them
you
in a
are you
pot
on
and let the
Sora? Wait,
water
hold on a
get
second.
hot
I
and
might
slow.
actually just have that done.
We do a live demo right now, ladies and
We
gentlemen.
could
Live
do-
demo mode.
No, you
Sora.
talk. Now you take me off screen and I'll do you and Florence do the thing.
All right,
And then
listen,
I'm a
she
And
gone.
she's gonna
cameo
put
you.
you in
Hey,
a
she
pot
gone.
with the water slowly heating up.
Probably. But that's exactly what I wanted to have these conversations for. And a lot of creators and entrepreneurs are in the comments right now speaking their truths and what they do and how they iterate and how they operate. Tallboy said he's already on his 9th commercial. Right. He's from a cultural perspective, from a technologist, he's 10 steps ahead of a lot of folks by leveraging a lot of these new tools and trying to share those with the masses, trying to share those with our seniors and, you know, just with folks who need to understand technology. And I commend him for that. But so he's very strategic from that perspective. The
Absolutely.
conversation that we had tonight was more about when and where should we pivot our business to that, right? Do we make that a financial arm of Hicks New Media Enterprises? Do we make that a financial arm of Equip Institute or Lights Camera Live, right? And does that make sense, or should we do that if we're already locked in on that niche, that Roberto Blake niche, which is where we're focusing on, or do we start branching out and doing different things? And my thing is, I want folks to think about what makes sense instead of like Stephanie's making a video of me boiling the ocean.
No,
Instead of
I need you
boiling
to
it,
give me permission to cameo.
She's putting you in a pot with the water slowly heating up to boil you.
what you need?
Just
I got
saying.
I need you
I got
to
some
give me
notifications from
cameo
Sora.
permission.
Oh
Doc
my!
Rock gave me cameo permissions, and it was gonna be me and him karaokeing at Seafood City.
Oh my Lord, have mercy!
We were gonna have like a block party.
I got it.
You?
So
wow. Okay.
first of all,
It would be really funny.
Yeah.
It would be really funny if like James Hicks just like he's in a sauna. You think he's in a sauna, and it zooms out, and he's like boiling the ocean.
In the ocean.
In the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop it like
So
it's
James,
hot.
I'm going to say
Drop it
what
like-
you were just saying is really on a couple of levels. And Tallboy absolutely is out leading, as we say, on the bleeding edge. There's room for that, and it's necessary. On a very practical level, however, it's necessary. I will say it this way: it's necessary to be sure we're meeting our target audience where they are. Because we can be so far out front that we're not serving them. We need to balance both. We can't be behind them and not look ahead as to what's coming. Florence here, giving my correction to myself, right? So how do I take this Sora or Vid or whatever and start to infuse it to deliver messages the way they need to be delivered for the people I want to reach? My approach is not get on it because it's the new hip thing. I've been around long enough to have gone through a whole lot of new hip things.
I'm gonna leave that. I'm not even gonna mess with that.
Leave it alone.
I'm gonna
Leave
leave
it
that
alone.
alone.
Leave it alone.
David
James,
Hunt,
don't go there.
Yeah,
But
I'm
but
gonna
also
pivot.
understanding who I serve and who my audience is and who pays attention to what I'm doing and how do I balance those two things? Because by the time the audience catches up with me, I'm moved on to the next stage. So you've got to be out front and where your target audience is at the same time.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Meet people. If you're serving someone who they're still trying to figure out how to use a mouse, I'm being really extreme here, then telling them to use Sora and they don't even know how to use a mouse is not gonna get you anywhere. They're still trying to figure out how to use a mouse.
All money
Yeah.
ain't
You're
good
talking
money.
to someone who taught CEOs who thought they were supposed to pick the thing up and do like this
Mm-mm.
See,
in
now
the
my
air.
mind's already like, I want to make a Sora of me
She
trying
about
to
to make.
figure out how to use a mouse. And it's going to be like, how do I use a mouse? And then it's like an actual mouse in my hand.
Oh God,
See,
no.
do you
Forget
get what I'm
me
saying?
doing
Like that's
clips. I'm gonna make
Right, but
Sora
that's
videos from now on.
yeah, so there's room for both, and
Yeah.
there's room for both levels of, and not gonna say creators, of business owners who are serving real clients, real customers who have real needs. There's room for both, and I would submit on every level, where you're in large, small, medium, in between, you need to figure out how to be in both worlds at the same time.
yeah. You know, yes, I've spoken at stages where it's like you get paid to speak and whatnot, but I still love speaking on college campuses, like the future marketers, like the younger
Mhm.
generations, because I realize the people that I know that probably went up the ranks as I did are probably going to be retiring. And so the next folks that are going to have control of the budget, I need to get in front of them too. So I need to be at those stages and meet them where they are. And I am considerate of also the type of content that I need to create to break through that noise and get in front
Mhm.
of them. So it's fun to test because I've had plenty of clients kind of say like, yeah, the people that we used to work with, they're not here anymore. And I was like, oh, okay, well now you have to embrace TikTok because that's where your new project managers are, right? That's where your
Mhm.
new procurement people are. That's where they're
Mhm.
hanging out. They're not hanging
Mhm.
out on forums
Facebook.
anymore, right? Yeah. But yeah, same thing with Facebook too.
They're not. They really are not.
They're on school and then we're like, what school? And I was like, you should probably figure out what school is. Like if I could it to me it's kind of like even let's say from influencer marketing, you would go to the moderator or the admin of the group that would then introduce you to that group. And that group could be on any platform.
Yeah.
So MySpace, right? Forums, Facebook groups. Now they're in school. So now I'm like, is there a tool that can tell me all of the different school communities and the types of members that they have and who's that admin? Because those are the new influencers that I want to get in front of because the LinkedIn groups, admins, they don't do nothing.
Don't
We're
you
still
don't
live
open
on
a can of
LinkedIn.
worms. I don't want to get into it because I'll
Tread
just say
lightly.
I'll say one. Yeah, I'm the tread lightly, but I will say
Tread
this:
lightly.
you could use something like Lovable and Vibe Code and create your own app that would do what you just asked to do.
Then we should
Bitrig.
just do that. We should schedule a
Bitrig.
time where
I'll
we
just say
do
it.
that.
Look up Bitrig.
Okay.
Y'all take that gem with you right there. All right, this is what
I
we're gonna
just
do.
dropped a nugget that y'all all
You
need to
dropping
know.
them. This is what we're gonna do. We
And we're
coming
gonna
up
leave
on
it there.
time. I want Miss Garcia to go finish that box of Pringles.
I'm good. I prepped. I
And
like
I'm waiting for my Sora. I'm waiting for I keep refreshing your page. I don't see it, but I'm gonna give you some time.
No, I don't have permission to cameo you. You have to
didn't
give
You
give
me
know
her
what? That's
permission.
permission to
right.
cameo you?
No, because I don't like the I don't like the. Let me redo my. It's a bad cameo. I think I was
Just
drinking that night
let
when I
me,
made
and
it.
then I'll even do
Help
I'll
him.
do a Sora of me with the Pringle bar, and it's like, is
People.
Stephanie's Pringle Life Bar alive yet?
All right, there you go. I made it. I opened it to everyone just for a few minutes.
Okay.
It's not a great cameo. Okay, inside conversation here.
Stop it.
Here's the thing, though. Again, this is getting into a point where I'm putting my business hat on. Right, we're giving you this information, folks. Add free information. Take it, use it, leverage it, do as you will. But the premium conversation is what we're starting to get into: how to leverage these new tools, how to be less tactical, be more strategic, how to build and make AI commercials, AI avatars, B-roll content like Stephanie's doing on the fly right now. We talked a little bit about vibe coding and things like that. That's where I want y'all to go check out the school communities and the community that you got to get off Facebook. Steph, and the community that Stephanie's got as well, right? Because that's where they can give you that 201, 301, 401 level discussion, right? That's where you're gonna pay a couple of dollars, but it's gonna be cash time well spent. That's
So
my plug right there.
yeah,
Why are
I'll
you
give an
interrupting? I'm
example. I
plugging you.
shared.
I'm trying to
I'm
do.
sorry. I want to
It's
back
like
up what you're saying,
it's like if we worked in
sir.
radio. I'm doing the drop for you, and you just gonna come like Khaled, right? Another one. I'm trying to do a drop for Lord have mercy. Y'all pray for me.
Just pray
Go
for
ahead, sis.
me.
Go ahead, sis.
No, to your point, right? You're aware I dropped in the community a post about something that I was working with someone on that didn't go well. I'm not going to share that here.
Mm,
You have to come in the community because
there
it's
you go.
something that you need to be aware of because this is a tool that everybody uses, at least in this creator space, and it doesn't always work the way we think it's going to. And I found that working with a client who also happened to be a member of the community. I shared it there, and then we're going to come back when we resolved it. So those are things that you get there, to James's point. And I just wanted to give a real example of what you were talking about. I didn't mean to just cut you off, but I did want to give a real
It's too
example.
late now. We done. If there wasn't another question here, luckily Mr. Hunt has a question. So we're gonna pose this to the panel. What have you found out about using Galaxy.ai that is able to use multiple tools like Sora 2, Theo, Kling, etc.? Um, I have used Galaxy.ai. I stopped using Galaxy AI. A lot of folks that I know in kind of my inner circle are using Magi. I use Magellan, and I use I think it's called Super Ninja, or the that hold on, I got messages coming in my head again. I don't know if y'all can hear them, but
No, we can't. I
that logo
can't.
I made for you, Stephanie, the other day, I made that with this other kind of consolidated AI platform. So I did I send you the website too, or did I just send you the
No, you
logo?
didn't. What is
I can create
You thought
websites and
about
everything.
sending it to me. Did you
Okay. Well,
execute
you
in
didn't.
real life?
Well, you didn't respond. I was like, you was probably eating.
Oh,
So, long answer short, Mr. Hunt, Galaxy.ia is out there. Is the truth. I think they're like, I don't know, $10 a month as well. But there's a lot of them out there. Like, Manus is out there that's starting to come up as well. Again, there's Voila. There's a ton of them. Look at the credits though. Look at how much they give you on a per use basis. Where we really want to start looking at, and we can have another conversation about this, is the agentic browsers. Perplexity and Comet are leading the way just in terms of releasing functionality to have agents and to have just all kind of things from one centralized location. Dia has one, Opera has one, OpenAI is supposed to come out with one, but that's where I would look, as opposed to some of these. Shout out to all the SaaS companies. We love LTDs, lifetime deals, and we love a bargain. But I'm gonna put my money with the companies that have a little bit of skin in the game, that have been around for a while. So again, the Anthropics, the Open AIs, the Perplexities, and things of that nature. Nothing wrong with Galaxy.ai and Magi and Merlin and all that, but just please don't buy anything on an annual basis. Only buy for a month and see how it works out for you. That's my key right there. All right, Stephanie Garcia, talk to me. Let me refresh. Let me see. Do I got it? It's not there.
it's almost there. It's
I,
almost
I
there.
can't drag out. I'm not a Toastmaster.
There.
I
What's really funny is I saw the Perplexity ads on Facebook about the agentic stuff, and
yeah.
this one girl was talking about, like, I was sitting there watching YouTube, and then it was filling out job applications for me, and I was like, oh, how productive of you. Because then, like, the other side of me came out, and she was like, what if there was like a petty perplexity? And what if I'm just like getting my enemy and signing them up for all of like these email newsletters, signing them up for like, so I was like, that would be a really funny content series to put out there.
Put that on your new channel.
That's right. Okay, wait. I do have it. I just need to watch it first, and then I'll send it to you.
Oh, no, don't be scared. We'll go ahead and do it live. We will do it live. Any more questions while we waiting on Stephanie over here to code and to render her masterpiece of me probably looking silly. But we will do that. But that's a good topic to have on a future discussion of the Technologist Forum about these agentic browsers.
Yeah, the whole
because,
agentic thing
you know,
is
It's live,
it. Oh,
and it's on yours.
Let's see.
And my prompt was like not even
why I look fat.
delicious. It was.
Hold on. Why I look crazy? Hold on, man. Your boy look fat.
Let
Oh,
us
no.
see.
As
Stop
much as I go to the
that!
gym, as much as I go to the gym,
Can you please show Florence? Like, this is the new way I'm just roasting people now. Like, can you play the audio on it? Oh, it's not
I
coming
don't know if
through.
I want to play it. Audio.
You put salt in the ocean. He's showing you how to boil the ocean.
Can y'all hear it?
No,
No, I can't
Good.
hear it.
but
Oh
he's
my
giving you
God.
the instructions. It's his own cooking show on how to boil the ocean.
How to boil the ocean.
What's it plugged into? Lord have mercy. My shirt is back. Okay. I'm putting my salt.
That is too cute.
Put my Lowry's on there. Look at the big
That
fella
is
right
cute.
there.
Okay,
what are you
see
wearing?
now I gotta buy the domain Prompt Delicious. Hold on a second, because David Hunt, he's on it. One
Oh
second,
my.
Prompt Delicious.
I will. Yeah, I don't have system audio for web pages turned on, so on purpose. But I like the man. Okay, he's wearing some Adidas. His shirt is backwards. He's a little chubby there. I'm gonna be underneath the squat rack tonight. That is definitely not. It's a dad bod for sure. I will leave that alone right there. Look at with their Prompt Delicious. Gonna get blocked by some companies. I'm just saying. That just sound.
A little questionable.
That sounds questionable. You don't want to be going to that. You might get caught up in something. Listen, all right.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
You can't just allow that
Remove from cart.
.com. You can't just have that .com.
No, the .com is $800. The .ai is $89. Yeah, I'm trying to beat David Hunt.
Oh my God! You gave her access to your. Hey, I'm turning it off, but it was open again just so she can make this.
Yeah, but just don't tell Doc Rock that, because I got a whole slew of prompts.
I bet you do. Oh my gosh, I got to redo my Cameo and be more specific. Let's bring this plane in. I want
to make like a James Hicks dad bod workout video.
See,
and then guess what? And then he's gonna show you his what do you call it, grocery haul, and it's gonna be peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
That's it. Just the Smuckers, because that's what I take with me sometimes too. You parent. Listen, you know about the little Smuckers.
I'm telling you, I think that's what I like about Sora is that I make myself laugh in my head, and then now I could actually just share it with the world.
Okay.
I can't do anything about this.
Good conversation tonight. Thank you, James, for pulling us together.
You kicking us to the curb too. I'm okay.
No, I am not. I'm just acknowledging it was. Oh my goodness. Are you being sensitive?
I am. I'm in my feelings because you got your boy over there wearing size 38s, and I don't wear it.
Because I had him boiling the ocean. Everyone's gonna be boiling the ocean with James.
Got your boy wearing Jordache. Y'all youngsters don't know about that. Listen, this is what we do, folks. Every Thursday, Technologist Forum. I bring on two amazing co-hosts. This is not my show; it's our show. I only ask these two. Only ask Florence and Stephanie to come once a month because they are so busy. And every week, it's always a great conversation. It's always a great discussion, regardless of who's here. And the community asks the right questions. We have the right conversation. We say when a platform's baby is ugly. We'll tell the truth of how we actually feel about something, and if we use it, and if we recommend it. But we'll put that onus on you as well. Go check them out. Their links are going to be in the description. If you have topics that you would like us to talk about next time.
I'm loving the comments right now. The comments are
I'm not even looking at
me life.
I'm not even looking
No,
at him.
I'm loving the comment. You are so lucky I'm not the producer right now.
I'm consciously not looking at him because I'm trying to keep a straight
he's
face.
in his feelings.
He's in his feelings.
Hold on, let me
his
see. That was probably Tall Boy. Oh no,
Nope, that was Denise.
That was Denise. See, Denise,
That was Denise.
I'm over there checking out your channel too. See, I am. You know, I'm. This is what happens when I don't eat. Right, I've just been drinking coffee all day. I need to get over that. I apologize. This is family, y'all. This is what it's all about, love. So, y'all, I'm gonna go around the horn, send us home. Who came on first? Florence did, so we'll start with you, Stephanie. Take us home. What you got?
I have checked out. My face hurts from laughing because I have I don't even know what last prompt I sent out. You should have Florence speak because I am distracted.
Damn, she got.
I remember what it was. I put Hicks New Media in his feelings and pouting, and I'm like literally waiting for it to
Let me turn off my access. Hold on, man.
No!
Oh,
No, this is the high. I think for Halloween, I'm just gonna send out like crazy Sora.
I'm gonna record another cameo. I don't like the cameo.
I have no idea what he wants us to talk about, Stephanie. What
I don't know either. That's why
I don't know what we're doing.
My face
Say
hurts.
goodbye.
What are we doing?
Say goodbye. Just say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Follow me on Sora for all the Hicks News Media Sora exclusives. What do they call it? What is that little fancy thing that they used to have to pay for credits or something? What was that thing? It's like it was like Bitcoin, but then like they made art out of it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Come on, you know this.
I don't know. Hey, I put a goal out here tonight, and we didn't get enough super chats. I was going to give out 2 invites to Sora, but we didn't get enough. So I'm not getting.
Okay.
I'm not. That's right. I'm not giving out.
You gotta. You know why? Because you got to show them more ways of how to use Sora. So if you just want to,
Oh, is that right?
let us meme you for the rest of the hour.
Show you some more of these, huh? Show you some more of these. Folks, if y'all found value in tonight's session, let me know. If you did not find value in the session, let me know. But outside of that,
did this episode not make you laugh?
I'm
Come
laughing.
on, look at that.
We laughing.
What kind of salt